Picture a beautifully finished basement. You've got plush carpets, perfect drywall, maybe a brand new home theater setup. It looks flawless. But then, right above the sofa, a tiny, menacing drip of water begins to form on the ceiling. We pour our budgets into the things we can see, like luxury floors and custom cabinets, but we rarely spare a thought for the maze of pipes running right behind that expensive drywall, at least not until something goes wrong. The reality is that a $50,000 basement remodel can be ruined by the failure of a single $3 plastic fitting hidden inside the walls. 90% of standard newly built homes rely on these cheap, restrictive shortcuts for their plumbing. Builders often use metal crimp rings and low-quality supply lines that are prone to rusting, corroding, and eventually cracking as the years go by. There is a better way to route water through your house.
High-performance plumbing focuses on keeping your water safely inside the pipes and your energy safely inside the home. By upgrading the hidden materials and rethinking how those pipes connect, you replace a vulnerable layout with one built to last. This infrastructure stays secure and reliable, protecting the home's value from the threat of hidden failure. To understand why standard pipes fail, we need to look at how they connect. The most common industry method relies on a mechanical squeeze, officially known as PEX-B. Here is how that squeeze works. A heavy metal tool violently crimps a brass or copper ring over the outside of the pipe. Notice how this forces the pipe to narrow, creating a bottleneck that restricts your water flow. Over time, that metal ring is exposed to moisture and can rust or degrade. The high-performance alternative is the expansion method, or PEX-A. It uses an entirely different approach to joining pipes together. Instead of crushing the pipe from the outside, the tool gently stretches the pipe open. Because this specific material has shape memory, it naturally returns to its original size once the tool is removed. As the pipe shrinks back down, it tightens its grip to create a permanent, leak-proof seal. The inside pathway remains wide and unobstructed. And because the connection relies on the plastic itself, there is no metal involved to rust. Relying on the physical shape memory of the plastic eliminates the risk of hidden corrosion. You get full water pressure at the tap and a connection that won't weaken over time. Once you have secure connections, you have to route those pipes through the house. Traditional branching uses one large pipe that travels through the house, splitting off into smaller pipes for your sinks and showers. Every time the pipe splits, a new intersection joint is hidden behind your drywall, creating dozens of invisible points of potential failure throughout the home. The high-performance solution is the manifold system. It functions as a centralized traffic control hub, usually located right in your utility room. From that single central hub, every fixture in your house gets its own dedicated, continuous pipe. Your kitchen sink, your master shower, your downstairs toilet. The line runs straight from the hub to the faucet with no breaks or joints. If a specific fixture ever develops a leak, you can turn it off right at the hub. The rest of the house keeps its water supply, and you don't have to tear open the drywall. Moving all those intersection joints out of the walls and into one visible hub turns your plumbing into a manageable, centralized control system. We can also use plumbing to capture free energy from the wastewater you wash down the drain every day. As warm shower water falls down the inner walls of the drain pipe, its heat is transferred outward. This heat pre-warms the clean, cold water heading to your water heater. This device has no moving parts to break and lasts for 50 years. By capturing the heat you wash away, it can reduce your water heating costs by 25%. To protect the home from the outside, we use a backwater valve. This is a one-way flap in your main sewer line that slams shut if city sewers ever become overwhelmed, preventing sewage from backing up into your basement during heavy rain. In cold climates, we apply two final rules. Water lines must never run through exterior walls where they can freeze and burst, and hot water lines should always wear foam insulation jackets to stop heat from escaping into the air. Integrating heat recovery, backup valves, and smart pipe placement allows the home to actively preserve energy and defend itself against external flood damage. Plumbing is a logical, mechanical system that remains well within your control when you plan it with intent. When you speak with your builder, ask these 3 questions. Are they using the PEX-A expansion system? Will they install a central manifold hub? And have they accounted for the vertical clearance needed for a heat recovery unit? Firmly reject the excuse that cheap crimp rings are faster or that expansion fittings are just a marketing gimmick. The physical reliability of the system is what matters. If this look at high-performance infrastructure helped you plan a better home, please like the video and subscribe for more. Taking charge of these unseen details is the true foundation of building a resilient home that lasts for generations.